This episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 7 of 1883, titled Lightning Yellow Hair. Now, there's a significant reason it's called Lightning Yellow Hair, and for a long time, it took a while for us to get another good episode of 1883, and this was that episode that was really good and really phenomenal. Now, basically, it's focused on Elsa Dutton once again, and even though it's based on the Dutton family, you know, the lineage of John Dutton's family from Yellowstone, Elsa is narrating this whole entire thing of what she sees and how she's growing up with her life, and she's still reeling after the death of Enos, her fiance. All the while, she befriends a Comanche warrior named Sam. Now, Sam is, in her eyes, good looking, you know, and Sam asks Elsa, "What is the name of your horse?" And she says, "Lightning." And he's like, "Why lightning?" And she says, "Because he's fast." And he's like, "Show me." So they race. She wins the race. They have a moment and a heart-to-heart. And, you know, Sam's like, "Not only is the horse fast, but, you know, you are too." That's why he calls her Lightning Yellow Hair. And it's really interesting. So she cuts off a lock of her blonde hair, gives it to him, and he's like, "You need a better knife." So he gives her his knife, and she says no, but he's like, "No, you won the race. Here, this is my gift to you." It's a really great, interesting storyline between these two. It's a new meaning, and I feel like this is Elsa's way of grieving the death of her fiance, Enos. Now, not only that, the group of immigrants, along with Shay and Thomas and, you know, James and his wife, Margaret, they all, you know, come together and they have to fight a storm. There's a storm coming in, and there's a big tornado that wipes off everything, meaning the carriages, the horses, and then the herd escape. Everybody lives, you know, thank God nobody died in the storm. But then they find out that their herd is captured by these 6 bandits, evidently. And they go off and they fight these bandits. It's Thomas, it's Shay, it's James, and it's Elsa. And, you know, they fight these bandits, but there's not 6 bandits, there's 13 bandits. And all of a sudden, as they're fighting it, the Comanche warrior Sam and his friend, and then someone else who is, you know, roaming the lands, so to speak, helped them defeat the bandits. Thomas gets shot, as does James Dutton, and Shay does get shot. They get shot in very different areas. You think when all they got shot, they would die, but no, that didn't happen. But it's all crazy because this is the adventure that they wanted and then that they took. And I do want to say that this episode is really interesting because there's only 3 episodes left, and anything that can happen now. It's the first season, 10 episodes in total, so I'm curious to see where everything goes from here. Now, this newfound so-called love interest for Elsa being with the Comanche warrior Sam, really interesting. What's going to happen after that, you know? Where is James Dutton going to go from here? You know, what happens with his character? Shay Brennan, does he live through the season? And it's interesting because the underlying other factors is that you see some of the immigrants still trying to survive in this so-called America that they say is free and freedom, so to speak. Not only that, we see Yosef, the leader of the immigrants, really just break down and cry because he lost all his things in this storm. I'm really curious to see what happens, and it's interesting for sure. I mean, it was slow moving, these episodes, really slow moving, but once we got to a certain area or a point with these episodes, it started getting better. I think the focus is now more on Elsa. We started focusing on certain characters, which was just getting introduced to these characters. But now, with Elsa, the focus and telling this story about her family and how everything's going, I'm curious to see where it progresses to. I'm hoping there's a second season of 1883, because you can't just leave it at this one season and then we don't know what else happens within those years after. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the rest of this season and these episodes, where these characters are going to go, and I'm really curious to see if any other so-called big name actors will show up in this series. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 7 of 1883 titled Lightning Yellowhair. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Where do you see each character progressing from here on out, especially knowing that there's only 3 episodes left, which is a full season of 10 episodes? Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked, and I'll see you guys in the next review video, and be sure you tune in next week for my episode 8 review of 1883.